The Alberta Teachers Association respectfully acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10 territories, the traveling route, gathering place and meeting grounds for Indigenous peoples, whose histories, languages, cultures and traditions continue to influence our vibrant community. We are grateful for the traditional knowledge keepers and elders who are still with us today, and those who have gone before us. We recognize the land as an act of reconciliation and gratitude to those whose territory we reside on or are visiting.
Welcome to a special episode of the Inclusive Chronicles, Tips and Tricks for Inclusion in Alberta. During today's episode, we will be discussing the lovely strategies that help to support regulation in the inclusive classroom. Thanks so much to President-Elect Jennifer Lacourse for sending in the material for today's podcast. We hope you enjoy.
Attention amazing Alberta inclusive educators. Mark your calendars for the 2025 Council for Inclusive Education Annual Conference, Celebrating the Challenges, happening May 23rd and 24th at Hotel Arts in Calgary. This year, we're thrilled to welcome Dr. Laurie Dezotel and Joanna Johnson as our keynote speakers, bringing their expertise and passion for inclusive education. Don't miss out on this opportunity to connect, learn, and be inspired. For all the details, follow CIE on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook or visit cheducation.ca. See you there!
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today. You ready?
Absolutely. Always ready for a good deep dive.
You know me. You know I love to learn. I love digging into some good research. And today we're tackling brain regulation.
Ah, yes. Fascinating stuff. Crucial for learners, especially.
Especially. That's who we're thinking about. And we've got a great guide for this deep dive, Dr. Laurie Dezotel.
No, she's a neuroscientist, right?
Yeah, and she really focuses on how educators can apply all this brain science.
Right in the classroom.
Exactly. And get this, we're going to explore some really cool activities, all quick, all simple.
Sounds practical. I like it.
Oh, it is. And the best part is, they're organized by brain region. We'll hit the brainstem, the limbic system, and the cortex.
Nice. So we're covering all the bases then.
All the bases. So let's jump right in, starting with the brainstem.
Okay, the brainstem, the control center.
The OG.
Yeah.
You know, breathing, heart rate, even movement. It's the foundation.
And regulating it, that can have a ripple effect on the whole brain. I mean, think about it.
Big time. And in one of the techniques we're going to talk about, it's called horse lips.
Horse lips. Okay, I gotta hear this one.
It's so simple, but it's crazy effective. You just blow air through your lips and make them vibrate like a horse.
Wait, so you're telling me that making horse noises can actually help regulate my brain?
Not just any horse noise, it's the vibration, right? It's like it stimulates the vagus nerve.
Oh, the vagus nerve. That's a big one. Helps calm down that fight or flight response.
Exactly. Like when you're feeling stressed or anxious,
Huh.
a little horse lips action can help chill you out.
You know, I have to admit, when you first said horse lips, I was a little skeptical, but
I know, right? See, it's all about the neuroscience.
Mm.
Okay, so another brainstem activity we got to try is rhythm circles.
Rhythm circles. Okay, paint me a picture. What's that look like?
So picture this. The whole classroom is making music together. You got clapping, snapping, maybe some stomping, all following a beat.
Sounds lively. I like it.
Right. And you start with a simple pattern, then you speed it up, then you slow it down. It's like this wave of energy, right?
I can see that. Gets everyone in sync. Literally.
And Dezotel even suggests using those DIY paint sticks, you know, the ones from the hardware store.
Oh, yeah. Turn them into drumsticks?
Exactly. It's all about getting that brainstem activated.
Simple, effective. I'm digging these strategies.
Me too. They're so easy to implement.
Yeah.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit, there's this other activity, hand massage, that really stood out to me.
Hand massage. Interesting. Oh, what's the thinking behind that one?
It's all about sensory input, you know, that sense of touch.
Ah, I see. Like a grounding technique.
Exactly. You spend like 90 seconds just feeling your palms, your joints, your fingertips. And if you use lotion, even better.
That does sound pretty relaxing. You know, it's funny. I always feel so zen after a hand massage at the nail salon.
Maybe that's their secret weapon.
Maybe.
All right, ready to move on to the limbic system.
The limbic system. Okay, so now we're talking emotions.
Right, the emotional center of the brain. And connection is key here. Like this one activity, caring for a buddy.
Caring for a buddy. Now that sounds heartwarming. Tell me more.
It's all about small acts of kindness, leaving a nice note for a friend, giving a genuine smile, even just asking someone about their day.
Those little things can mean so much,
I know. It's about building that sense of community and belonging.
which is so essential for emotional well-being. I mean, we all need to feel connected.
Exactly. Okay, another limbic system activity that caught my eye is the monster drawing.
Monster drawing. All right, I'm intrigued. What's that all about?
So it's silent, right? Two people, they get together and they create this silly monster.
Silently, so they can't talk.
Nope. No talking. Just shapes, lines, and colors. And they have like a minute to do it.
Oh, I see. So it's like a nonverbal communication exercise.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised how much you can communicate without words.
Oh.
And the laughter. Forget about it.
That sounds like fun. A great way to break the ice and build rapport.
Totally. And speaking of rapport, there's also the 2x10 strategy.
2 by 10. Okay, break that one down for me.
Super simple. You spend 2 minutes a day, 10 days in a row, talking with someone one-on-one.
About anything.
Anything they want to talk about. No agenda, just listening.
I can see how that would be powerful, just showing genuine interest, making someone feel heard.
Exactly.
Oh.
It builds that trust. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 minutes a day, 10 days in a row. How am I supposed to do that with a big class?
Right, that was my first thought too. It might take some creative scheduling.
Right. Maybe you weave those short conversations into other activities throughout the week.
Exactly. The key is to adapt it to your specific setting.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've covered the brainstem, the limbic system. What's next?
The cortex. Time to engage that thinking brain.
Ooh, the thinking brain. I like it. So what kind of strategies are we looking at here?
One that really resonated with me is my wise self. You heard of this one?
My wise self rings a bell. Isn't that the one with guided imagery?
You got it. It's all about tapping into that inner wisdom.
So you visualize a wise figure, someone who can offer you support and guidance. Love that.
And Diesel Tells gives you these great questions to ask yourself. Like, what does this wise self look like? What would they say to you?
It's almost like having an inner mentor.
It really is. Okay, ready for another one? DIY commercials. This one's fun.
DIY commercials. Okay, I'm not sure where you're going with this, but I'm on board.
So you watch the first minute of a TED Talk or even a motivational video,
Gotcha. Set the stage.
and then you pause it
Yeah.
and you try to predict how it's going to end.
Oh, interesting. So it gets you thinking critically and making predictions. I like it.
And you can use this with any subject. Get those brains working.
See, I knew you'd come up with something clever.
Of course. And finally, we have allowing for choice.
Allowing for choice. So giving students a sense of control over their learning.
Exactly. Even small choices, Let them choose the order of assignments or what color paper to use.
I'm a big believer in that. Giving students agency, it can make such a difference in their motivation.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Brain regulation strategies for the brainstem, limbic system, and cortex.
Wow, what a toolkit. So many great ideas to try out.
I know, right? And it really highlights how interconnected all these different parts of the brain are.
Definitely. Regulating one area can have a positive impact on others. It's fascinating, really.
It is. Now, before we wrap up, I got to ask you, if you could design one new brain regulation activity, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me think. I think I'd create an activity that combines movement, music, and mindfulness. Like a walking meditation where you focus on the rhythm of your steps and the sounds of nature around you.
Oh, I love that. Bringing together all those elements. That's brilliant.
What about you? What would you create?
That's a tough one. I'm really drawn to the power of storytelling. So maybe I'd create an activity where people share personal stories about times they felt a strong sense of connection or belonging. And then we'd explore how those experiences affected their brains and their overall well-being.
Wow, that's powerful. Tapping into the emotional and social aspects of regulation. I love it.
So much to explore. But that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Until next time, keep those brains happy and regulated, everyone.
And keep learning. We'll see you on our next deep dive.
As an organization that promotes and is committed to respecting human rights and ensuring a safe, secure, and healthy environment for all, the Alberta Teachers Association, ATA, works to ensure that all present or participating in ATA programs and events are protected from violence and harassment. All ATA members are therefore expected to promote and defend the fundamental human rights of everyone engaged in ATA programs, activities, or other ATA work. ATA members are expected to treat one another with fairness, respect, and dignity, and to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, accountability, competence, and integrity as representatives of the provincial association, as well as their respective locals and subgroups. Furthermore, ATA members are obliged to act to prevent violence and harassment wherever possible, and report to the appropriate person in authority any suspected breaches of this policy that come to their attention.